All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the first Fintech Friday. Pretty much, I started this series where every Friday I'm going to be breaking down either something in fintech, what is fintech, how do you use fintech, my experience with fintech, and like what finance topics you should know for fintech, and what coding languages you should know for fintech, and like various other things. Those are just the things that I can remember from the top of my head. But yeah, this is the first Fintech Friday, and I feel like the best way to really get into it is a little overview on what the fintech industry is, and what is fintech as well, because I did do like a little bit on that on the first introduction video talking about what Fintech Friday was going to be, but I feel like a good refresher is always great. So first, I'll start off with what is the fintech industry. So this is the University of Florida's definition. The fintech financial technology industry combines finance with cutting edge technology to enhance and automate financial services, making them more accessible and cost effective. This sector covers various applications such as digital payments, robo advising, neobanks, blockchain technology, and insurtech, each aimed at revolutionizing aspects of banking, investments, and insurance. Innovations include mobile payment systems, investment apps, digital only banks, and blockchain driven cryptocurrencies. The industry not only improves customer experiences by offering personalized, on demand financial services, but also democratizes access to financial tools for the underbanked. With ongoing advancements in AI, machine learning, and evolving regulatory frameworks, fintech is poised to further permeate and transform the global financial landscape, fostering more integrated, automated, and inclusive financial environments. So I know that this is a pretty complex definition, especially if this is like your first introduction to what fintech is. The industry as a whole, pretty much what it's summarizing is that it's taking already used traditions in finance, and then it's implementing technology to it to help improve like efficiency and accuracy for these things. And it also does bring up decentralized finance, which is something that we can cover in another video because that's a topic on its own. But now, a more simple definition, which is what I was trying to give you, is fintech is a crosspath between finance and technology. So the industry as a whole is just doing that. So it's just using technology to improve efficiency in financial processes that are already in place, and enhancing the accuracy of these financial tasks through automation, because there's a lot of tasks that you can do by hand, but using technology, calculations will be more efficient. At the end of the day, using your own like pen and pencil and a calculator versus using a whole like computer that can do the math for you, you'll be a lot more accurate with the computer. And then also creating innovative solutions for banking, payments, investing, and insurance. So yeah, overall fintech is just taking things that are already in place, or also creating new things and just enhancing them using like the technology to make the finance more accessible. So, how to start learning fintech? I feel like one of the main things is that while fintech does involve a lot of tech and a lot of coding, you should never disregard the fin, because that's still going to play a big role, unless what you're doing at a bank is like, for example, like doing like Apple Pay or something like that. Like that's a lot more tech than it is fin. But there's various different sectors that go into fintech. So I say from my perspective, at least, as someone who's starting to learn fintech, is I'd say mastering the finance fundamentals plays a big role. So like whenever people think of fintech, or like they might think of quant trading or something like that, where you're using like tech like Python to trade in the stock market for you or something like that. But finance extends far beyond just the stock market, and I believe that understanding accounting lets you like understand, I guess, like the skeleton of finance. Like at the end of the day, everything that's happening in the stock market is just, health of companies. Do we invest in if we think they're going to be good in the long term, or do we short them because we don't think that they have a strong performance? How do we get all that information? Accounting principles. It's accounting is like the fundamentals of finance pretty much. So I'd say like studying financial statements and accounting basics, financial accounting would be like a perfect way to get into things. And there's many courses like Corporate Finance Institute, resources online, just different things in general that you can use to start like learning about these principles. Then there's also learning about financial principles, such as time value of money. That's the idea that a dollar today is worth more than a dollar in a year from now. Learning about why these principles make sense, and how does time value of money play a role into investments and securities and different things. That's really important to understand. And if you can understand those, then you'll be able to understand how to apply tech to it. Then developing your technical skills, you can learn Python for programming or master AI tools for finance. I feel like Python learning the basics is really important because unless you already have like a good knowledge in coding, even if it's not Python, like then you could use AI. But if you understand the fundamentals of how coding works, then using AI becomes a lot more simple. Because if you like, coding is just pretty much taking big problems and breaking it down into smaller parts and then coding those smaller parts. And if you don't understand the bulk of like the problems you have to solve or how to code, it might be a little bit difficult telling the AI to do it, because you might tell the AI, "Oh, complete this whole application for me," which that's where AI runs into a lot of errors. Versus you can just say, "Oh, like I'm coding blah 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 blah, and can you help me with coding this small part?" If you go part by part, AI becomes a lot more accurate because you're putting less of a like load on it at once. And yeah, so I'd say it would definitely be important to learn some form of coding if you want to utilize AI more often. But learning Python is like the base for fintech. I feel like a lot of online tutorials and different things like that, they all cover Python. So Python would definitely be a great way to start. And you can do videos on like Python for finance or something like that, which is still good. But I don't know. I feel like learning Python from the fundamentals will help you a lot more in the long run. And then you can also explore machine learning for financial predictions. So, there's portfolio management using ML, there's stock market trading using ML. There's a lot of different things. So, you can learn more about machine learning. There's a lot of resources online on YouTube for it. And then there's also focusing on data analysis libraries such as Pandas and NumPy. That will also play a big role when it comes to machine learning. So I would definitely say that you should prioritize Python and data analysis with Python, so that way you can get the fundamentals of machine learning. And now applying what you know through projects. So combine your technical and financial knowledge in practical applications. So there's APIs online where you can build a financial analysis tool that it will take a company's financial statements, and then it will get you the ratios that you need, and then you can automate that. So automation scripts are just taking processes from like finance or like anything really, and just making a way to have your program do steps to do it faster for you. And all you have to do is just at a click of a button, it'll do all the steps for you instead of you having to manually do it yourself. And then there's also creating AI powered financial forecasting models. Try to like build it by yourself and have AI be your assistant to help you with like, what are you doing, how does it work. There's a lot. But if you want to learn fintech, knowledge through projects is the best way to go, because if you just learn everything, then you're not gonna like, and don't apply it, you're not gonna really remember it. It's kind of like driving a car. Do you drive a car through reading a book, or do you drive a car through reading a little bit on like what does what and then actually driving it yourself? So that's all for Fintech Friday. Next week I'll probably go over financial modeling or something like that. So yeah, stay tuned.